Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered what's out there? Have you ever had that eerie feeling that something is watching you, but you can't quite grasp what it is? A feeling of unease, paranoia, staring out and feeling like something is staring back? Welcome to Voices of the Void, a job simulator horror game made by Eternity Dev with the help of Monique Santificer, where you take on the role of Dr. Kell, an astronomer working at a satellite array deep in the Swiss Alps. Your job consists of scanning space for anomalous signals, processing these signals, and sending them off to your boss, Dr. Bao, who gives you a daily quota of tasks to complete. Voices of the Void instills fear in its players using suspense and a fear of the unknown. Despite being a horror game, it doesn't make use of jump scares or easily identified threats. It builds up an uncomfortable feeling of fear over time. When I was first introduced to the game, I was immediately drawn to it.
Oh shit!
I don't like horror games.
Bitch!
But Voices of the Void was different. It gave me a feeling I struggled to put into words. It was scary. But in a different way than regular horror games. You begin the game dropped off on the outskirts of the satellite array in the middle of the night, forced to make a long walk back to home base. This first interaction with the game's environment already had me feeling nervous. The woods are thick, and with only the sound of your own footsteps and falling pine cones, you start easily imagining things that may or may not be out there in those woods. You're the only employee working at the array, with no contact with the outside world aside from the occasional email. You're sent to the array to replace the previous employee, and it's your responsibility to maintain the building and its equipment. When you're on the clock, you spend your time scanning and processing signals. Some normal. Others more concerning. The multitude of special and interesting signals that the game has to offer add to that feeling of uncertainty, that uncomfortable feeling that there's something out there that you can't see, deep in the abyss of space. While you're not on the clock, however, you can expect yourself to be cleaning, upgrading the base, or exploring what lies beyond it. Oh. The first couple days at the array are peaceful. Sometimes you almost forget you're playing a horror game. As you explore, you'll come across a multitude of things scattered across the array. Some seemingly normal. Others not so much. Exploration is encouraged for you to experience the unknown and strange happenings in your new place of residence. The more you explore, the more questions might pile up in your head. The game lures you into a false sense of security at first. You settle into your new job, get comfortable. But the longer you play, the more you start to nervously look out the main room window, or locking all the doors behind you. You may start seeing things out of the corner of your eye. You'll realize that even in your downtime, away from signals, there isn't really a space for breaks. Whereas other horror games have slow or safe moments, like the shop in between repo levels, Voices of the Void doesn't give you that downtime. The suspense is always building. It makes the game feel very unique, and almost more terrifying than a jumpscare horror game. To amplify this fear, the game doesn't allow for saving or even pausing during special events. When something is going on in the array, the game will let you know. As time goes on, you realize more and more things at the array aren't what they seem. You start expecting something big to happen. Some major invasion, world-ending event. But most of the time, the game keeps you at arm's length, only letting you see glimpses. The game starts exposing you to more events and entities, enforcing the feeling that you're being watched. Every dot on your entity radar becomes a mystery as you spend more and more time building up that uncomfortable feeling of suspense. You start to wonder more about what you're feeling. What exactly is it that you're so afraid of? What's out there? What does it want from me? Why am I working this job all alone? Who am I working for? And are they expecting me to return? What were those weird noises I heard outside the base last night? Voices of the Void is a game shrouded in mysteries. What pulled me in to investigate the game was its unique use of suspense to create a fearful atmosphere as I played. It didn't feel like a regular horror game. There weren't any jump scares. Neither did I know exactly what I was meant to be afraid of in the first place. It's a feeling almost hard to put into words, but that I felt for the majority of the time that I played. The suspense doesn't feel unsatisfactory either. Its haziness and mystery are what are compelling about the game. Its mysteries keep you curious and reward that curiosity. But it also makes you wonder just how much you're meant to know about this place. How many answers you'll find before you're eventually